was just talking about overcoming or transforming or living with fear and insecurity. And there's so much of that these days. And I'm just getting back to the gallery view. And this is my first Zoom experience, and a lot of my friends have been doing this everywhere. So it seems like it's kind of a nice substitute. I'm used to being with people, but I'm told that we're with people when we see your faces and feel you. It doesn't really matter that we're thousands of miles away. And the good thing is we can be connected with more people this way. So anyway, I was talking about somatics, and I learned this a few years ago from Eleanor Criswell Hanna, who is Thomas Hanna's wife. He passed away quite some time ago. And I was interested in learning it because in my years of meditation practice and particularly tantric practice, I noticed that one of the greater obstacles we have is just working with our bodies. And what this does, the one reason I chose this is that not only does it give us a foundation for feeling interconnected and growing compassion, which we'll talk about a little bit later, it heals trauma. And it doesn't matter if the trauma is a physical trauma, such that, you know, you broke your leg when you were a child and you still walk a bit funny, or an emotional trauma that came from something in your life. But what happens is that, as a lot of you know, I mean, trauma gets stored in your body. And what happens is the brain records this way of holding that muscle, and it can be that way for your whole life. And so that's why we end up with certain postures that we have, and also kind of a lack of feeling in our bodies, so that when we're trying to do certain yogas or even just walking, we're just not aware of how we move, and that can lead to further injuries. But not only that, the other reason I'm interested is that if we're able to transcend fear and insecurity and find that kind of grounded space where our hearts are open and our bodies are clear, we often get distracted from it, right? And so we might be able to connect into it when we do somatics, and it does stay with you. It's amazing how you feel when you stand up. But as the day goes on and different things come up, we lose it. But the function of awareness is to remind us of, oh, I'm aware, I'm feeling my mind slipping out of this more grounded, open state, how, you know, and then we're lost. But with awareness, we can feel it starting to go away, and then we bring our minds back. And those of you who meditate, you know what I'm talking about. But this, I just want to explain it for everyone. And so one of the reasons I like this kind of work is that awareness is developed through movement rather than being still. And I think it's easier to develop awareness through movement for most people, because being still, because there's so much jumbledness going on in our nervous systems, it's more difficult to find that state of being aware. So that's another reason I like to do this. And just a little bit more on the theory is that we all have an autonomic nervous system, and that is the nervous system that controls all of the bodily functions that go on without our being aware of it. You know, our heartbeat, our blood pressure, our digestion, our you know, everything the body does, how we move our muscles. And within this autonomic nervous system, there's two sides to it. There's a sympathetic nervous system and a parasympathetic nervous system. And the sympathetic nervous system is the one that comes into gear when we're under stress. And it's that fight or flight reaction that you've heard of. But what happens is that because, and it doesn't even have to be a great stress. It could just be work stress. It could just be a driving stress. It could just be what happens is we move into that state, and then it's very difficult to come out of it. And sometimes we just that becomes our habitual place of being, which I think is happening a lot in the world. And the parasympathetic nervous system, part of the autonomic nervous system, is a place of rest, of healing, of calm, of restoration. And so what somatics does is it takes you into the parasympathetic nervous system and out of fight or flight response. And it's so simple. This is why I like it. They're just very simple exercises. And so if you can make the time to do them, every day, what happens over time is that you start walking differently, you start feeling differently, your mind is more present, more calm, and even past traumas are healed from it. And it's the kind of healing that you don't really have to think about it or talk about it, because trauma is in the body. As the body heals, then the emotional aspect of it also heals and lets go. And so it's just, I just think it's a nice way to get, as I label the course, get grounded. Because once we're grounded and once we're connected to our bodies, then we're connected to the earth. Then we can connect with other people in a much more empathetic, listening capacity, so that we're able to communicate better with people from the heart. And that's what we need more than anything in this world today, I feel. So I don't want to talk too much. There's a little bit more I need to say about somatics, and is that it's not like yoga. It's not about stretching. It's not about reaching to your furthest extent. It's not about pulling your muscles in a certain way. It's about moving a muscle with awareness. Because what you want to do is because even with yoga, you might not be changing your brain's connection with that muscle. But when you do what they call pandiculation rather than stretching, because it's there's three parts. You have to engage the muscle. You'll see. You move the muscle, or you move the set of muscles, and then you move them very slowly back to where you started from. And as you move them very slowly, what happens is that's how the autonomic nervous system reconnects with that muscle group. And then as you move very slowly, then you relax, and then it integrates the brain and the muscle. So every time we do a movement, you move, you come back very, very slowly, and then you rest. And so that's the only other thing to think about it. And then the other thing I want to do is we always start with our intention. So I think we all have our own personal intentions. And but I think we can just sit for a moment and think about why you would want to be more open and grounded and able to function better in the world for yourself and others. And then I like to just tap into gratitude. I think gratitude is just taking a moment to be grateful for what we have. Maybe just take a moment to think about all the people in your life And feeling that just as we're connected on Zoom, we're connected to all those people. And may they be well and happy, and also relaxed and grounded, and be in a position to think clearly throughout the day. With awareness of that gentle, loving space that we all have. Because I think probably in this time in life and state of the world, just to be in that state where we can be aware, communicate with love and kindness, it's a great gift because we're all connected. Being true to ourselves with gentle honesty, empathy, and compassion. Okay, so I think we're ready to start these exercises. And yeah, let's see if I can make myself a little bit bigger here. Yeah, so I can see, make sure you can see me lying down. Yeah. Okay, so everybody just lie down and be comfortable. Make sure you're warm. And it's, can you hear me okay? Hey, can everyone hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I can see you okay and hear you okay.
Okay, great. So these are very simple. And what we do is we start, you can, I don't know if you can see me and lie down at the same time, but I will talk us through. So the first thing we do is we just take the soles of our feet and put them up towards our hips so that the knees are up, but just gentle and relaxed. Actually, yeah. And between every one of these exercises, we need to spend a little time relaxing. So before we start, I'd like us, actually we can put our legs back out, however is comfortable. You may need to have a pillow under your knees if your low back is a bit off the ground. Or put a blanket under your knees or have your knees up. But the first thing we want to do is just go through our body, starting with the toes, and just paying attention. Feeling the support of the floor, the support of the earth, the support of our friends and family, the support of the sun, the green or gray or whatever hills around us, the support of the seas, the birds, the animals, insects, all the beings, all supporting us, all supporting each other towards gentle, relaxed sanity. So feeling your heels on the floor, your ankles, the calf muscles, knees, your buttocks on the floor. However your back is lying, you don't need to do anything, just notice your shoulders and elbows, the backs of your hands, your head, the neck, top of your head, front of your face, relaxing your face. Open the teeth a little bit so the jaw isn't clenched. If you like, some people like, in order to relax, you can tense everything and then let go. So you tense your body up. And then one more time, tense the body up. Hold your muscles. Maybe move your feet around a little bit. And just feel yourself sinking. And just listen to the breath. Just listen to your breathing. We don't do anything to it. Just pay attention how we're listening. How feeling the belly going up or the chest going up and going down. Noticing perhaps if one hip's a little higher than the other. Maybe one knee a little bit goes out more than the other. Maybe one shoulder's a bit higher. Just notice your body, how it's touching the floor. Breathing normally. Relaxing the brow, the jaw, and feeling, if it helps, that sense of gratitude and openness. And now you can bring the soles of your feet and bend your knees and put the soles of your feet up by your hips, about hip as wide apart as your hips. And just continuing to listen to the breath. The first movement is taking your pelvis and rocking it forward and back. It's very simple. So you're going to take the pelvis and take your hips and rock them forward so that you're pushing the small of your back into the floor. Just hold it for a minute and then relax very slowly and let the hip rock back. So that now you feel your back arching and the lower back coming off the floor. And breathing into the belly. And then just relax. And do it one more time. So you push the low back into the ground. Your pelvis, your hips go up in the air. Pause for a moment. And then let the hips slide back and the back arches. And just do this on your own time, 3 more times. Just slow, being aware of the movement. If your mind starts to wander, just put your mind in your hips and feel pressure into the floor as your hip goes up. And then letting hip bones relax. And the small of the back arches forward. you like, you can inhale as you push up and exhale down. That doesn't really matter so much. The main thing is to pay attention. And then let your feet stretch out again and just completely relax, listening to the breath and sinking into the floor. Then for the next one, and there are 9 altogether. So you bring your feet back to where they were, feet on the floor by the hips, in a natural, relaxed way, not too tight. Then we're going to take our 2 hands and clasp them together and put them behind our heads so that you're holding the big part of your skull, and just let your elbows relax. And this one, we do the same thing with the hip. We repeat the hips, rocking forward and back. But this time, as the small of the back goes into the floor and the hips go up, we're going to raise our head as so we could look down at our knees. Now, it's not that we're trying to stretch so much or go to our furthest extent of stretching. It's just the act of lifting the head slowly so that you don't use your neck muscles, and you just lift your head and flex your low back, push your low back in the ground so you look forward. Then when you come up to the top, then you let your head down so that you can very slowly, so that you feel the weight of your head almost resisting, like your elbows, your hands are holding it up. You come down very slowly. And then when you get down, all the way down, you can arch your neck. So you put your nose up towards the wall behind you as the back arches back. Remember, we were arching our back. So now we're arching our neck. So the whole back arches up as our nose goes back towards the wall behind us. And then we come back to our resting point, which means we're just in normal position. It seems natural, but we keep the hands under the head. And take a couple breaths. We can do this 2 more times. So you lift up your head as you lift up your pelvis and look down towards your body, slowly going up. It's all very slow. And then you come down very slowly. Keeping the mind aware of feeling what's happening in the body as you do these slow movements. And then arching the back and letting the neck, the nose, the head goes up. The nose is going up towards the ceiling. And then come back to neutral. And then again, go up. Slowly coming up. And letting the head go down very slowly. As the back comes down, and then you arch. It's like sticking your tail out as you stick your nose up in the air. We'll come back to it one more time. Slowly let the head go down. Let the elbows relax as you arch your back and arch the neck up. And then come back to the just normal lying down. Bring your hands down, let your legs go down. And just take a few moments to let the brain integrate this movement and the use of these muscles. Just listening to your inner self. Just let the body do what it wants to do. Next one, we turn over on our stomachs. And what we're going to do is we're going to take, I'll show you, well, maybe you can, I'll do it this way, you can see better. So you're going to take your right hand and turn your elbow, so put your right hand under your right cheek. Turn your head look to the left. You got that? And legs are out straight. And your left hand is down by your side. And so we're looking to the left, our elbows out to the side, our palms facing down, and our cheek is on the backs of our palm. So with this one, what we're going to do is, like we did before with our head, we're going to not use our neck muscles, but use the hand to lift up the head. Simultaneously, we're going to lift our whole left arm and left leg out straight. You don't have to push them out too straight, but hold them straight. And so you lift them both up at the same time. Can you see? Yeah, you can see. And then down. Slowly, slowly coming down. And relax. Completely relax when you come down. And take a little breath. And then we'll do this. Just go up. So the hand's going up, the left hand and leg go up, and then come back down. And again, the point is not to use the neck muscles, but to use the hand to lift up, go up, and come down slowly. And go up. And come down. One more. And up. And then just relax for a moment. And we turn around to the other side. So the left cheek is on the left hand and the right arm is down by your side and the right leg. And so we're going to be lifting the right leg and the right hand while we lift up the left side of our head. Up. Down. And again, we don't have to try to go to the fullest extent, just lift it up. I'm stretching the arm and the leg down a little bit. And using the hand to lift the head and using the hand to slowly lower your head. And then go back to lying on your back and just relax again. Between each one, we want to go back into like the corpse pose, we should call it in yoga, those who know yoga. And just breathe into the core of your being and feel that sense of relaxation as you sink into the floor. So for the next one, we put our knees, we bend our knees and put our feet up by our hips again. And this time we're going to take our right hand, again, cup the back of the skull with it. And again, we're going to be lifting up the head. You see, a lot of this has to do with the neck and the pelvis. And as we lift up our head, this time we're going to lift up the left knee and bring our left hand to the side of that knee and lift up the head and twist it as if we're going to get that elbow to touch that knee. And we bring the knee forward. We don't have to go all the way and touch it. The idea is just to engage those twisting muscles. And we hold it for just a minute, and then we come back down. Again, very slowly back down, slowly using your arm to let the head down. And then completely let everything go, although you leave your hand under your head. We'll do that 2 more times. So you come up, so as soon as your hand starts to come up and grab your knee, just as you come up, and you twist over, right? And you feel your back going into the ground, and you slowly come down. Because remember, it's the slow coming down that re-educates the brain to move these muscles in the way they were designed to move. One more time. Up. Grab the knee. Twist over towards the knee. And slowly come down. Just relax for a moment. Halfway between. Take a deep breath. Feel your back sinking into the earth, into the floor. And we do the other side. So you take your left hand, put it under your skull. And as you lift up you're going to lift up your head and twist that elbow towards that knee as your hand grabs the knee and pulls towards you. And back down. Slowly coming down. Remembering to keep the jaw relaxed and the face relaxed. This is very easy. We don't need to add all these other muscles. So one more time. Just only use the muscles that we need to use. Come back down. One more time up. And down. And then completely relax. Just let go. Just feel your body sinking into the floor. Feel instead of feeling yourself in your head, just feel yourself in your whole body. I can't remember what Lama, one of my teachers, said, where there is blood, there is mind. So just think that. Your mind is all over your body, it's not in your head. Just relax. And the next one, I think most people are familiar with. We're going to put our arms out like a T, straight out to the side. And we bring our feet up again, so the knees are bent right by the hips. And we're just going to take our knees from side to side over to the floor. And that stretches the back across. So what happens is, as we're going to take our knees over to the right, but your head is going to look to the left, and the palm of that left hand is going to face down. The palm is going to touch the floor, while the right palm is up to the ceiling. So you stretch over as far as you can that way, and then you just come back slowly and go over to the other side with your head coming up to the center. Then as your legs go over to the left, your head goes to the right, and that right arm turns over, and the right hand touches the floor. The palm touches the floor. So one palm touches the floor while one palm's up. So you just keep going back and forth with the head looking the opposite way of the legs, and the hand that head is looking at is the hand that's touching the floor. Just go slowly. We'll do this 5 times. And we move so it feels good, slowly, like kind of a nice inner massage. Just breathing naturally how you want to breathe. And as you come through the center, you can feel your low back being pressed into the. And then when you're ready, you just again go back into that relaxation pose, sinking into the floor, breathing naturally. Then for the next one, we're going to turn over on our right side, and the right arm is going to go straight out in front of you. So you're lying straight. You're going to take your left hand and reach over your head and grab your ear. And then the top leg, the left leg, goes out with the knee parallel to the end of your body. So your knees bent and straight out in front of you. And then the foot is going to go out just as far as you can see. When you look down, you can see the top of your foot. Everybody got that? And you might have to adjust your shoulder so it feels comfy because your weight's going to be on your shoulder here. And in this position, what we're going to do, this is to readjust these muscles here, these side muscles. And so what we do is we're going to lift your head up with your hand. Again, it's the same thing, not using your neck muscles. As you lift your head, you're going to lift your foot. The knee stays on the ground. So you look down at that foot. And then just slowly come back down again. Good. Just like that. Got it, Tracy? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to lift up the head and lift up the foot. And then down again. And then when you go down, you just completely let go and fall into the floor again. And lift up one more time. And again, you don't have to make it hard. Just go as far as is easily comfortable. You might not lift up very high at all. Because this isn't about, getting strong or anything. It's about re-educating our brain's relationship to our body. Keep the knee on the floor. The knee stays on the floor. The only thing that comes up is the foot. So it's kind of an odd thing. Yeah, it doesn't have to come up very high, but the knee stays on the floor. So you just lift up the foot and look down at it as you lift up your head. That's right. And then turn over and relax. In between, just for a minute. Then we do the other side. So do the other side. You're going to be the left hand's out in front of you. The left leg is straight down. The right leg is bent out at a right angle to the body, and the foot is out as far as you can. Just bring the foot out so you can just see the foot. And this is my right hand is holding my left ear. And so with this one, what we do is both together, you lift up your head and you lift up your foot, keeping the knee on the ground. The knee stays on the ground, yeah. And then you just let it down again. And rest in between. And then again. Down. And remember, just goes whatever is easy. You don't have to bring it up. You see, I'm not bringing my foot up very high at all. You look down at that foot. Again. One more time, up and down. And then just roll over and again, relax. Jaws relaxed, mouth, eyes, face. And the next one works on the legs. So for that next one, there's 3 different movements for the legs. And the first one is, we'll start with the right side again, or you can start with your left, doesn't really matter. You're going to take the foot and bring it up on the inside of whatever, or I'll say the right. So you take the right, put it on the inside of the left leg so that the knee falls out to the side, right? So you just bring it up and then slide it down. Slowly sliding it down. That's all you do. And then we're going to do that like 5 times. So slide it up and slide it down. Letting that knee fall open. Slide up. So the foot stays on the floor. It should be relaxing. And just bring it up as high as is comfortable. We're not trying to, do anything more than be comfortable. And the next one is a little bit more tricky. You're going to bring the foot out the opposite direction to the side, so it's out to the side of your leg, of your body. So it's so that you feel that stretch in your quadriceps, and slide down. You might have to just pick the foot up. You can pick the foot up, slide, and put it down on the outside, and then slide it down. So we just do that 5 times. And just relax. Notice if your legs feel a little bit different. So then we do the left leg. So bring it up from the inside and then slide it down. So the sole of the foot goes inside the hip and slides it down. Just like that. Very simple. Just go at a nice slow pace. Being aware of the movement, keeping the brain connected to the movement. Now we take the foot to the outside of the body. So the inside of the foot is on the ground. And then we're going to do it both together. So then you bring the soles of your feet facing each other. You come up and down. And then you alternate. You take both of them out. This one's a little bit more. Yeah, bring both out. This is just as best as you can do it. So we go first in and down. And then keeping the knees close together and let the feet go out and down. Just rest. And there's one more. And in this one, we keep our knees and our feet close together, parallel. So you bring both legs, both knees over to the right side and then back down again. It's a bit like skiing, like parallel skiing. So keep your ankles and your hips and your knees together as you go from side to side and down. And if it's natural for your palms to turn, one of the palms to turn over while you do it, that's okay too. So maybe your left palm might turn over as your feet go to the right, as your knees go to the right. And then we just relax one more time. And then for the next to the last one, we sit up. So we're going to sit up. Up a bit. Okay, so I'm going to sit up, and you you can see what I'm doing with your legs. I don't know how to say it. Can you see? Your legs are like this. So your hips are on the ground. Your left leg is turned bent behind you, and your right leg is in front of you. Yeah, like that. And sit as comfortably as you can. And then we're going to take our left hand and put it up in front of our face like this. And then we take our right hand, put it down by our hip. And what we do is we just twist our body around and look behind us. And go around as far as you can, see how far you go, and then come back. And we're just going to do this 5 times. So you just twist around and look behind you, and come back. So that's 2. Now we're going to do this again, but this time, as the body goes around to the back, the head goes looks the opposite direction. So we want to look around our shoulder, and then as we come back, we want to look around the back the way we were. We want our head to go opposite to the way we were going before. So when the body goes around to the right, the head goes to the left. And when the body comes back to the center, the head goes to the right. Or if you're doing it the other way around, it doesn't matter. So you twist around like that. And the idea is to keep the arm parallel to the floor. Right. Okay? Now, let's see. So now we can put our hand down, and we're going to twist around to the right again. And you can put that left hand on your left knee. And we're going to just look straight out that direction, wherever's comfortable for you. And now this one's really interesting. You're going to take your head up, look at like as if you're going to look at the sky, but when your head goes up, your eyes go down. And then you bring your head down and your eyes go up. And you try to do it slowly so that your eyes and your head are going in opposite directions. So head up, eyes down, head down, eyes up. And then bring your eyes just straight forward, and then come back to the front, come back forward. And there's one more. So this time we're going to twist again one more time. And we're going to do what we did one time on the floor. We're going to take our left hand and reach over our head and grab that ear, that opposite ear, as we're twisted around. And then we're going to take that head and we're going to, without, again, just like we did before, we're going to move our neck from side to side. So you're going to, grabbing this right ear, you're going to push your head as if you're going to try to touch your left ear to your left shoulder. And then you're going to take your hand and push it back the other side. So basically, you're just pushing your neck from side to side in this twisted position. Does that make sense? So first, you grab the outside of your head and you bring your ear towards your shoulder. And then you take the inside of your head and push your head so that the right ear goes towards the shoulder. So basically, you're just using your hand to move your left ear towards that shoulder. Then you move your hand to move the right ear towards that shoulder. So that you're not using your neck muscles, you're just to move your neck. And then you just drop your hand and come back to the front. And then we're going to twist around one more time just to see if we twist further. Usually you can twist a whole lot further if you do it. Okay? It's kind of a funny one, isn't it? There's only one more. So then we have to do the other side. So the right leg goes behind you and the left foot is in towards the front of your body. So now we take the right hand up and the left hand goes by your hip and you just twist around to the back. Look out front. Do that 5 times. Twist around to the left. So you should feel some twist in your hips, but it's in your hips and your shoulders, but it doesn't have to be too tough. Remembering to keep your jaw relaxed and your eyes relaxed. Okay, then the second time is when we take the body around but the head stays front. And then when the body comes back, the head goes behind. We're just moving opposite. So the body turns around, the body and the arm turn around, the head goes front. One more time. And then put the right hand down. And then you can take your right hand and just put it on your left knee and as you twist around. And this is the one where as you look up towards the ceiling, but your eyes go down. So you don't look up. You push your head up towards the ceiling and your eyes look at the floor. Then you bring your chest down, your chin down towards your chest, and you look up at the ceiling. So that your eyes and your head are going in opposite directions. And you try to do it slowly if you can. I'm not very good at it. And then come back to the front. Take a breath. And then the last one again is when you twist around. And you're going to take your right hand and put it on the left ear. And use your hand to push that right ear towards the right shoulder. And then bring your hand around the other side to push the left ear towards the left shoulder. Just slowly. So you keep just shifting your hand to each side of the head to move that ear towards the shoulder. You might feel a stretch in the side of your neck muscles, but you don't have to do that. You might feel some creaky in your neck too. And then you come back to the front and you twist around one more time just to check, see if you can twist a bit further. And then that's that one. There's only one more to go. So we lie down again and rest. And then the last one, we repeat one we've already done. So the two soles of your feet come up towards your hips again, so your knees are up. And it's the one where, with your right hand, you grab the back of your head, and then it's the one where you bring, with your left hand, as your knee comes up, you grab that left knee and you twist your elbow towards that knee and come down. You just do that 3 times. You can inhale up. And then change sides. So there is a twist, but it doesn't have to be a very, tight twist. And then just completely relax. If it's more comfortable, you might want to put a pillow on your knees to relax a bit. So that your lower back's comfortable. And then if you want to, you can sit up or you can stay lying down. We're just going to do a little short meditation. So I'm going to sit up. But you can stay lying down if you want. That's more comfy. That's the somatics. If you do sit up, you might want to take a moment to feel how your body feels. Just notice the spine. Notice how the shoulders can just hang off the spine. If the belly's more relaxed, and again, just listen to the breathing. How is the body being filled by the breath? How do the hips feel on the floor, on the cushion? Are your hip bones, your sit bones straight up and down? A little forward, a little back. Just play with that forward and back movement of your pelvis. You find a position that feels the most comfortable, that allows the lower belly to relax and open. For me, my pelvis goes a little bit slightly forward. That allows my chest to open. I feel the openness at the top of my spine, or my skull and my spine connect. There's a bit of openness there. The jaw is relaxed. The inside of the mouth is quite open. Feels like there's a little round, open cavern at the base, you know. My pelvis is holding this round ball that fills with air when I breathe in. That allows the whole body to fill with air. The chest lifts, the shoulders relax. The front of the chest lifts up, chest opens, back opens. Arms relax down towards the sides. Elbows out just a little bit. Head slightly. Play with the head a little bit. Just move your head around on top of your spine. Feel a comfortable position, not too far down. So many of us push down too much. Also not up, just slightly. If you feel the top of the spine, you just want to have a slight little open, relaxed feeling where the spine and the skull, the Chinese call it the jade pillow. So feel that little soft cushioning. You can feel it from the inside, the back of the mouth, and it's also from the outside, just a softening. You can experiment with different pillows, heights, to see how your legs can just relax. Coming home to our bodies, feeling comfortable. We can take a moment to connect with the space in the center of our chest. Just imagine some kind of warm sun, light, warm experience of think about people that you love. We think about people we love, maybe imagine ourselves surrounded by all the people we love. and allow that to connect with that warmth in our heart. Feeling the support of the earth, the warmth of the sun, the gentle breeze, the air fills our lungs with life, the sound of the birds. Our eyes may be open or closed, but just feeling connected to all of creation. Feeling not only our friends, our family, and just without thinking too much, just feeling that connectedness and that love for all beings, as if every being on the planet was our child, our mother, our father. Feeling that gentle breath, breathing in and energizing that connectedness, and as we exhale, going up through all our pores and connecting with all the beings, so that everyone's connected in friendliness and care. So that everyone we meet, we can feel that namaste, greeting the divine within each being, each creature. And then we can just close with, again, just remembering gratitude, awareness of gratitude. I found written in a journal, if my gratitude exceeds my expectations, and I'm having a great day. So we can end just feeling grateful and that we have this incredible opportunity to have a body and a mind that can feel these positive feelings, and that with awareness we can cultivate them and allow them to be more powerful than the overwhelming tide of fear and insecurity that's sweeping our planet. And if we do it with a sense of doing this for all beings, to help everyone be more connected, less isolated, less fearful, then there's more power. And I'm just offered these exercises because I've found they really help me stay relaxed and open, particularly for meditation or for anything in life. And so before you go back to whatever you're doing, I encourage you to just walk around some. Just walk around without anything to do and just feel how you feel, how your posture feels, how your skeleton feels, and notice if your mind is a bit more calm. And I find that is, for me, that's why I'm sharing this, because that's what happens for me. And the more you do it, of course, the more regular it becomes. And you don't have to, you can do it quicker and not quite as many, but this is the way I was taught by Eleanor Criswell Hannah. And so I just wanted to share how she taught me. So, and I found it quite beneficial. So we have time for a couple of questions before we end, if Faye wants to open it up, if there are any questions.
At the moment, there are no questions, not in the chat. So I think everyone still really comes back from the exercises. So if you have a question, just type it in the chat box now, and otherwise you can also ask it in the afternoon, no problem.
Yeah. So it wasn't recorded earlier, but these exercises are called Hannah somatics, and they were developed by a man named Thomas Hannah, who used them kind of condensing Moshe Feldenkrais's work to just a few simple exercises, and they call it the cat stretch, because you see animals do this, they call pendiculation, of this thing of moving and stretching and letting the body restructure itself according to the kind of our like the way we were born to use our muscles, not the way we've kind of adapted through stress. So I hope it was beneficial. I have a few friends doing retreat. I really recommend that these are very good retreat exercises to do to keep yourself grounded and stable and relaxed. So if that's all, then I guess we're finished. Anything else we need to say?
I don't think so. We meet at 3 o'clock again for everyone who wants to.